Yesterday, we heard the testimony of Judge Kavanaugh and his accuser, the wicked Christine Ford, at the Senate Judiciary Committee. It was a sight for sore eyes. Number one, the Republican males, the Republicans, all except for one, decided to give up questioning this false accuser, and they went out and got some little woman to do it for them. Beta, cowardly men. I am so sick of cowardly men, I can barely stand it. They sent a woman to do a man's job. They did not want to question Christine Ford because they were too afraid of being accused of hating women, misogynists, or being attacked. And so they put their tails between their legs, the RINO Republicans did, and turned it over to a woman. And I have to tell you, the woman that questioned Christine Ford is evil. She did not ask anything about the rape and what happened. She was a poor excuse of a human being, and I wasn't surprised. I mean, why in the world did she go to question if she's not going to ask all the questions? She tiptoed around it. And I have to believe she did it because she agrees with Christine. And Christine lied, was able to get away with lying because she was not asked real questions. So what a shame on the beta males of the Republican Party. They are beyond RINOs. They are cowardly, fallen men or males. They're in a fallen state. And it was unfortunate. And so that woman Ford was able to get away with lying. I want to just hear you what Rachel Mitchell, the woman, let's go to 28:4 first, Joel. I wanted you to hear what Rachel Mitchell said to to this stupid Ford woman. This is from PBS. Rachel Mitchell tell Dr. Ford that it's not right that she's terrified.
Ms. Mitchell, you have my 5 minutes to ask questions.
Beta.
Good morning, Dr. Ford.
Hi.
We haven't met. My name is Rachel Mitchell.
Nice to meet you.
I just wanted to tell you the first thing that struck me from your statement this morning was that you were terrified. And I just wanted to let you know I'm very sorry. That's not right.
Game over. Game over already. That is evil. And shame on the beta males for not standing up and being men. Men, it's okay to be a man. It's a shame. They act like mommy's boys. Turn it over to the woman. The wife, the children go to the father and say, hey, father, hey, dad, can I go to the store and get a strawberry pop? I don't know. Go ask your mama. The father can't say, yes, go and get it. Or no, don't go and get it. Go and ask your mama. Beta. And women hate beta males because they need you to be strong to help them overcome. As men need Christ to be strong to help them overcome. And Christ needs God to be strong to help him overcome. Amazing stuff here. This is from PBS. Christine says she's terrified, but she's here as her civic duty.
I am here today not because I want to be. I am terrified. I am here because I believe it is my civic duty to tell you what happened to me while Brett Kavanaugh and I were in high school.
No, she's terrified because she's lying. She's lying. That's why she's terrified. And they had a poor excuse of a questioners or cross-examiner or whatever you call Rachel Mitchell. And shame on the beta males for not standing up and being a man and when they got a woman to do a man's job and it didn't work. Most Republicans reportedly let a woman, prosecutor Rachel Mitchell, ask questions to Dr. Ford instead of them. Why do we want these type of men representing us in the Republican Party? I really would like to know. Why? 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 I really want to know. I got a call from a good friend of mine, and he's been a friend for 28 years. He doesn't agree with me on my politics, but as he says, he agrees with me on everything else. He admitted that he voted for the Father Messiah, Barack Obama, and he's a black guy. Good man. He said to me on yesterday that he asked me the question. He's like, Jesse, why are the whites turning on one another? You notice that? In that hearing, it was predominantly whites. You had two of Satan's children up in there. What's that black woman name from California, James? The Congress senator, real evil, nasty woman. How about the guy, the black guy that said that he lusted after a 15-year-old or something? Anyway, I don't have any names, and James doesn't have any names right now, but there were two black Democrats, a male and a female, and then that woman from Hawaii. I believe she was there. But definitely those two black people, children of Satan, Cory Booker, and that evil woman from California, a Democrat, nasty, Kamala Harris. They were up in there. What? Kamala Harris, evil. And the rest were white. And they were turning on one another. Whites are destroying their own in the same manner that blacks have destroyed their own. And I know why. Because when he asked me that, I thought, that is such a good question. When I come back from this break, I'm going to tell you why. Amazing stuff happening. I'm excited about it. Good versus evil. So I don't believe the woman, not one iota. Ford woman, she lied. I don't care about all that crapped up emotions. You got to start living without the emotions. Children of the lie use emotion against you. That's why they go into it, in the family and everywhere. So my friend, who is black, and I don't know if he's a Democrat. He did vote for Obama. I know he's not a Republican. He did tell me yesterday that he's starting to read up on the Republican Party. And it's amazing what he's finding out, that it was a Republican who supported blacks all along. The Republican Party was founded by blacks and all that, and whites. And the Democrats were against freedom for black people. So he's learning. So he said, I'm going to start thinking for myself, which is good. But anyway, he said, did you notice that the whites are turning on each other? They are in the, if you notice in that here, it was predominantly whites, and they were eating one another up. Except the RINO beta male Republicans were not eating back. They were allowing themselves to be eaten up. And so I thought about that. I'm like, yeah, you're right. And so I realized the same thing is happening to white people that happened to black people. And that some 60 years ago or so, the black woman took over the homes. The black men became weak. The government became the daddy. And it brought out the worst in the women. because women hate weak men. And so from 70 years down, and it's probably going on longer than that, but for me, I became aware of it. The women became so angry that they literally destroyed the black man by destroying their own children, boys and girls. And they, in that fallen state of anger, the women wanted control by any means necessary. If it means controlling the father and the children, they're going to control you. And then, so the generations became very angry, and the race hustlers told them that it was the white man that they hated, which is not true, by the way. Well, they do hate white people now, but it didn't start out that way. But it's that control that women desire when they hate their earthly fathers. They hate all men. They hate the children. They hate the unborn. They would kill it. Anything or anybody that gets in their way. And so now, the average black man, because it starts when you're a kid, the average black man isn't worth a dime now because he's not himself. You become like whomever you're angry at. And so black men are afraid of black women. They can't stand up to women at all. They surrender because they have the mindset and the emotions of a woman. They're mothers. You become like a woman. You become like your mother. The anger of a man is that of a woman, right? And so they send the black women out to represent them. They allow them to become preachers and all of that kind of stuff. They have no control. They turn their their homes over to the women, and it becomes a mess. And so I want you to pay attention to this. And if you think I'm wrong, I would love to hear from you. Really. I don't mind. I could be wrong. No one else is saying it, so I could be wrong. Look who controls the Democratic Party. Pay attention. The Democratic Party is now controlled by angry, man-hating, God-hating, good women-hating, children-hating, the unborn child-hating women. They hate men. They hate good. They hate God. The Democratic Party is controlled by feminist women who hate everything that's good. Satan is their father. And they are working hard to get control, just as an angry mother does in the home. And if you are a child, boy or girl growing up, and you love your father, and that mother does not love the father, she'll destroy you too if you get in her way. You cannot agree with your father. And so in the Democratic Party today, the beta males who are girly men cannot disagree with the feminist women. They'll chew them up and spit them out because they don't have the manness. They don't have the courage. They have been destroyed in the homes, and now they're being controlled by the women of the Democratic Party. Think about the women that went after Kavanaugh. That woman from California, Dianne Feinstein, old as dirt, but she sit there and destroy you. The woman from New York, I can go on and on, the names are not in front of me. Kamala Harris, Gillibrand, Christian Gillibrand, evil, hate men, and they went after this judge. They didn't care that the woman was lying. They don't want that man to be sitting on the bench of the U.S. Supreme Court. And they just call him a rapist and all kinds of things. And they don't care that they're destroying this man's Kavanaugh's wife and daughters. And they're supposed to love women. But they have set these people up to be destroyed the rest of their lives. Because anytime you go online now, when those girls become adults, and anyone hear that Kavanaugh is their father, they're going to go online and they're going to read rapists. When those girls are in high school, when they're in school, and the kids find out that their father is Kavanaugh, rapist, the kid's going to suffer. And it's because these women, or those women who are controlling the Democratic Party, hate men, hate God, because men represent God on earth. Look at the Democratic Party. And then there are a couple women in the Republican Party. At least two of them are supposed to be moderates or something. They hate men. They hate them. And those RINO Republican men, because they have not forgiven their mothers and overcome her identity and return to their natural state of being, cannot handle it. That's why they sent a woman to do a man's job. And that's why you see white people, and not all whites, of course, eating their own, destroying their own. It's a spiritual battle, folks. It's a warfare between good and evil. It has nothing to do with being male or female. It's the God that you serve. And the Democratic Party is of its father, the devil, and all the little Democrats running around represent Satan. They're evil people. And look at the woman in New York that beat out a longtime Democrat. And this woman want open borders. The little, what's her name, James? Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. I wouldn't want to be married to her. I wouldn't want to live down the block from her. I wouldn't want her to be my mama, my sister, my cousin, or anything. That woman is evil to the core. When you see her, you see Satan. That's what the Democratic Party is all about today. And that's why you saw white people destroying each other yesterday in that hearing. It's not about the color. It's about the God that you serve. And they'll chew up a Christian white woman if she gets in the way. Look what they did to Sarah Palin. Just saying. So that woman, Rachel Mitchell, needs to be recalled or something, fired, gotten rid of. And I can't really blame her. I blame the RINO Republicans for sending a woman to put out the fire. All right, I'll stay home, honey. You go put out the fire. Daddy, can I have a piece of candy? Ask your mama. SMH. Maria, my friend from Pasadena, says, hire Jesse Lee Peterson to ask the accuser the questions. I would have loved to. I would have loved to have asked that liar. This little Rachel Mitchell, I don't even believe she asked about the sexual part of the harassment or something. It was so crazy. The left is insane. But look who is driving the left. It's not men anymore. When the men were there, they were crazy too, but not as crazy. You know what I'm saying? For some reason, men won't go all the way with destroying you unless they're encouraged by their women to do it. They'll have a battle with you, but they won't go all the way. You know what I'm saying? But an angry woman would take it to the heel. She want blood. She want your soul. She want to chew you up and spit you out. And if the kids gets in the way, they going too. They're going down. The Democrats want control. These feminist, godless, evil women and men of the Democratic Party want control by any means necessary. And if it means destroying you and your entire family, they would do it to have control, just as they do in the homes. This is San Diego Tribune. Judge Kavanaugh says his family and name are destroyed.
Unfortunately, it took the committee 10 days to get to this hearing. In those 10 long days, as was predictable and as I predicted, my family and my name have been totally and permanently destroyed by vicious and false additional accusations. The 10-day delay has been harmful to me and my family, to the Supreme Court, and to the country.
Isn't that amazing? But and the reason I'm pointing this out, because I want you to know we've been lied to, that it's about the physical. It's about the spirit. And if you can see that, then you can defeat evil. Really, it's never been about color, folks. It's never been about men hating women, women hating men in the physical. Matter of fact, Washington Post is reporting Republican Jeff Flake announces his support for Judge Kavanaugh. And Jeff Flake is a flake, a Republican flake from Arizona, I believe. Kavanaugh quotes Democrats' words about him, evil, threatening lives.
Shortly after I was nominated, the Democratic Senate leader said he would, quote, oppose me with everything he's got. A Democratic senator on this committee publicly referred to me as evil. Evil. Think about that word. And said that those who supported me were, quote, complicit in evil. A former head of the Democratic National Committee said, quote, Judge Kavanaugh will threaten the lives of millions of Americans for decades to come.
Isn't that amazing? So I was looking at some of the Democrats on the other, or liberals on the other networks, CNN and others. They're like, oh, he was just having a hissy fit. He was just angry. He's not going to be on the court. Isn't that amazing? They don't care because it's spiritual. They hate good.
The other night, Ashley and my daughter Liza said their prayers. And little Liza, all of 10 years old, said to Ashley, we should pray for the woman. It's a lot of wisdom from a 10-year-old. We mean no ill will.
Yes, it's something else. The one thing I do want to say to you folks, especially those who are on the side of good, you can expect evil to attack you like this. In your family, in your friendships, in your work ships, in your political ships, in all of your ships. But if you're on the side of good, you can overcome it because you see how to deal with it.
I've submitted to this committee detailed calendars recording my activities in the summer of 1982. Why did I keep calendars? My dad started keeping detailed calendars of his life in 1978. He did so as both a calendar and a diary. He's a very organized guy, to put it mildly.
Amazing. The love of a father.
I started keeping calendars of my own. For me also, it's both a calendar and a diary. I've kept such calendars, diaries for the last 38 years. Mine are not as good as my dad's in some years. And when I was a kid, the calendars are about what you would expect from a kid. Some goofy parts, some embarrassing parts. But I did have the summer of 1982 documented pretty well.
That's amazing that he kept a calendar that long. I remember when I was a beta male, when I was in that father's day, I used to hear people talking about keeping calendars, and at the time they called it a diary, and this diary sounded girly to me. But I tried to do it anyway. I could not do it. Could not do it. If I had to write it down to remember, it won't get remembered. Judge me as you would your father, brother, husband, or son. But what Kavanaugh doesn't understand, these feminist, man-hating, God-hating, women-hating, children-hating, unborn-hating, are judging you the way they judge their father, brother, husband, or son. Here's that soundbite.
I ask you to judge me by the standard that you would want applied to your father.
That's what they did.
Your husband.
That's what they're doing.
Your brother.
Same thing.
Or your son.
That's what they're doing. because they hate their fathers, they hate their brothers, they hate their husbands, and they hate their sons. The last one from the judge. I swear I am innocent of this charge.
But I swear today under oath before the Senate and the nation, before my family and God, I am innocent of this charge.
They don't care about that. They hate God. If God walked the earth today, they would call him a molester. They would say he molested Mary. He raped Mary if he walked the earth today. They hate God. They don't care about that, sir. But God bless you, Mr. Kavanaugh. Trump tweeted, Judge Kavanaugh showed America exactly why I nominated him. His testimony was powerful, honest, and riveting. Democrats' search and destroy strategy is disgraceful. And this process has been a total sham, an effort to delay, obstruct, and resist. The Senate must vote, and they will. Mark my word, they will. I want you to hear Lindsey Graham. Lindsey Graham got down last night in that Judge Kavanaugh hearing. This is from Fox 10 Phoenix. Senator Lindsey Graham yells at the Democrats. This is something else.
If you wanted an FBI investigation, you could have come to us. What you want to do is destroy this guy's life, hold this seat open, and hope you win in 2020. You've said that, not me. You've got nothing to apologize for. When you see Sotomayor and Kagan, tell them that Lindsey said hello, because I voted for them. I would never do to them what you've done to this guy. This is the most unethical sham since I've been in politics. And if you really wanted to know the truth, you sure as hell wouldn't have done what you've done to this guy. Are you a gang rapist?
No.
That's amazing. That's for the Bible go-to guy. He loved that when Lindsey Graham did that. I absolutely have made me like Lindsey a little bit better. He got a little bit of alpha in him. Lindsey Graham speaking at the hearing of Judge Kavanaugh, and he stood up. Lindsey Graham tells Democrats, you want power. I hope you never get it.
I cannot imagine what you and your family have gone through. Boy, y'all want power. God, I hope you never get it. I hope the American people can see through this sham, that you knew about it and you held it. You had no intention of protecting Dr. Ford. None. She's as much of a victim as you are. God, I hate to say it because these have been my friends. But let me tell you, when it comes to this, you're looking for a fair process. You came to the wrong town at the wrong time, my friend.
That's what I said in the first hour. These liberal, godless women who now runs the Democratic Party, they want power and wealth, and they would destroy every man, woman, and child who gets in their way. That's what we're dealing with today. That's exactly what we're dealing with. Lindsey asked Kavanaugh if this is a job interview or hell.
Do you consider this a job interview?
The advice and consent role is like a job
You
interview.
consider that you've been through a job interview?
I've been through a process of advice and consent under the Constitution. Which
Would you say you've been through hell?
I've been through hell and then some.
This is not a job interview.
Right.
Yeah.
This is hell.
This
is going to destroy the ability of good people to come forward because of this crap. Your high school yearbook.
Amazing. Did you hear that the American Bar Association recommended an FBI investigation after supporting Kavanaugh? Now they're pretending that they believe that godless lying woman Ford from yesterday. Isn't that amazing? Weak people. Here's Lindsey Graham.
Here's my understanding. If you lived a good life, people would recognize it. like the American Bar Association has, the gold standard. His integrity is absolutely unquestioned. He is the very circumspect in his personal conduct, harbors no biases or prejudices. He's entirely ethical, is a really decent person. He is warm, friendly, unassuming. He's the nicest person. The ABA.
And now it's being reported that the ABA, the American Bar Association, recommended an FBI investigation. Hopefully they didn't fall for this lie that this woman put on yesterday, all that emotional crap, all lies. President Trump called Graham and told him the First Lady appreciated him standing up for Judge Kavanaugh.
One thing I can tell you, you should be proud of. Ashley, you should be proud of this, that you raised a daughter who had the good character to pray for Dr. Ford. To my Republican colleagues, if you vote no, you're legitimizing the most despicable thing I have seen in my time in politics. You want this seat? I hope you never get it. I hope you're on the Supreme Court. That's exactly where you should be. And I hope that the American people will see through this charade. And I wish you well, and I intend to vote for you, and I hope everybody who's fair-minded will.